Can you not? I'm trying to film some trendy content for YouTube.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to this week's video. I'm so excited to have you here and to share with you some really exciting stuff today. So today I wanted to chat with you a little bit about how I use cardio in my clients' plans to avoid fat loss plateaus and to keep fat and weight coming off. So most people, including myself in the past, approach cardio in the wrong way. So they fail to account for the metabolic adaptations that can occur in the body as weight and fat starts to come off. Naturally, when this occurs, these metabolic adaptations, fat loss plateaus will occur. Your body will stop shedding fat and your weight will start to even out. The pounds will start coming off. Oftentimes, it's very common for me to see in clients that areas of our body are more prone and less stubborn in terms of fat loss. So in weeks 1 through 4, I see a lot of fat initially coming off in my clients' arms. In weeks 4 to 8, I see a lot of fat starting to come off in the face. And then in weeks 8 to 12, more fat across the chest. Weeks 12 to 16, I see a lot more fat starting to come off of more stubborn areas such as the midsection. So it's important that when you have a coach or when you're implementing cardio, that you have the right cardiovascular plan in place to ensure that you are not reaching plateaus. Yes, your body will start burning fat from these less stubborn areas, but the goal here is that eventually we burn through those areas and we're able to start stripping away fat from those harder to lose places such as the midsection. So a lot of times when the body is being pushed to extreme limits, we will find that the body will burn less calories throughout the day. And a term that you're going to hear me use a lot in this video is NEAT. And NEAT is essentially the calories that you are burning outside of exercise. So when you're sleeping, when you're in meetings, when you're texting your friends, when you're cooking dinner, right? So anything outside of exercise is essentially your NEAT. It's kind of your baseline caloric burn. Oftentimes, when clients are heavier weight or you're feeding your body more food, your body is going to be burning through that energy a lot more efficiently and quicker. As clients start to lose weight or they put themselves into a caloric deficit or they're cutting calories, the body will adapt. The body's smart and it figures this out and it stops burning these calories as quickly. It sort of hoards them. So what you find is that you start plateauing. And this is okay, but we have to have a plan in place, right? So let's say that you're a client and you've started a cardiovascular plan and you burn 3,000 calories a day at the beginning of your diet. And you sit at a desk all day long and through NEAT alone, you're burning approximately 1,000 calories a day. If this same client began a cardiovascular fitness plan, their bodies are gonna burn less calories through NEAT, right? Through sitting at their desk all day long, those 1,000 calories. This can be anywhere from 10 to 15%, which could be anywhere from 300 to 450 calories a day. And this could explain why those people who've lost a lot of weight struggle to get those last final pounds off because their metabolisms have adapted. And so when you combine this with the fact that their bodies are becoming smarter, and subconsciously, a second factor is that a lot of times people, your body, you might be in the gym doing cardio for an hour, but when you get home, you're probably not gonna move around as much because you're not gonna have that energy to expend. So subconsciously, you're not gonna be as fidgety. You're not gonna be jumping around. And so you're going to be burning less energy. So you might ask, how do I plan for my clients so they don't reach this plateau? And I think a lot of times, clients have a hard time when they reach these plateaus because it's so easy to get demotivated, right? It's like, gosh, I'm doing so much and the weight has stopped coming off. It's really easy in the beginning when fat and weight is just dropping. And then all of a sudden it's like we hit this wall. And so I want to explain to you kind of how I coach and educate my clients through that so we don't have those issues. So step number 1, establish a baseline cardio routine. What this could mean is incorporating mostly low impact, steady state cardio. So whether that's walking on an incline for 20 minutes a day or doing a stationary bike for 20 minutes a day. Essentially the goal of light intensity, steady state cardio for my clients in this stage is really just for them to get their bodies used to walking or moving, right? It's just to get that little cardio burn in and increase some movement throughout the day. If I have a client who's insistent on doing HIIT cardio, it's okay, but I like to encourage them to limit HIIT cardio to literally 1 to max 3 times a week. And the reason why I have clients do this is it allows for us to have a place to go to when you reach a plateau. So when a plateau has been reached, this allows us to add more into our cardio sessions or increase the duration of our cardio sessions so that we can break through those plateaus. Something else that I kind of like to educate and implement in my clients' plans in this stage is that they do cardio separate from their strength training routines. And what this allows us to do is, let's say you go to the gym at 2 p.m., you come home, you have a post-workout snack, you might have your dinner, and then you can go to the gym later in the evening to get your cardio in. So it allows us to replenish our bodies, and just separate the training sessions out so we're not overworking our bodies and negating the strength training that we've done. Step number 2, let's say our client reaches a plateau, right? I like to gradually increase cardio from here. So there's 2 ways to increase cardio when the body begins burning less calorie as it begins ridding itself of fat. Step number 1 is to increase the duration by 5 to 10 minutes. So cardio sessions will become longer by 5 to 10 minutes. Another way to do this, step number 2, is to increase the intensity by increasing the speed, incline, or resistance, depending on what cardio modality you're using. So the reason behind this is it allows us to account for the metabolic efficiency and the adaptations that are occurring when cardio has been increased or calories have been cut, right? So when fat starts to come off, our bodies get smart, they figure us out, and they stop letting us lose that fat or lose that weight. They start kind of hoarding calories, so to speak. We're burning less energy through NEAT throughout the day. And so this allows us to sort of trick our body and break through those plateaus. This stimulates more fat loss as you increase cardio, and it prevents us from having to cut calories. Because remember, there's 2 different ways to put us into a fat loss stage, so to speak. Way number 1 is to increase cardio or to increase caloric expenditure. Way number 2 is to put our bodies into a caloric deficit. And what that means is that you are consuming less than you are expending. And a lot of times that's not the easier way to go. A lot of times it's easier to minimally decrease calories or keep calories the same and just increase the amount of energy you're expending. Way number 3, this is what I like to do when we've increased intensity. Keep the other variables consistent, guys. This is so, so imperative, so important. I can't say it enough. So don't compensate outside of cardio sessions, right? As you get leaner, naturally, subconsciously, I've been there, trust me, you're gonna get lazier and you're gonna get hungrier. But of course, according to the constrained model of energy expenditure, as cardio increased, even though you burn more calories during your cardio sessions because you increase the intensity to some degree, you're actually gonna be burning less calories through NEAT. So you're burning less calories throughout the day outside of those sessions. So it is super, super important that you monitor and keep your steps and your exercise outside of those cardio sessions consistent. So there's no other variables or factors at play. It's so, so important that you adhere to regular strength training outside of your cardio sessions. What this ensures is that you're able to maintain as much muscle as possible as you're shedding body fat. Remember, as body fat is coming off and the body is using our fat stores for energy, because we're in a caloric deficit through either means of cardio or cutting calories, your body can also cut into muscle. It doesn't just choose or prioritize fat. And so we want to maintain as much of that lean body mass as we possibly can. So it's super, super important to keep doing strength training. Another interesting thing is, while NEAT is going to slow down as you increase cardio, right? So let's say this is cardio, we increase cardio, and NEAT, our calorie burn outside of cardio, slows. The opposite occurs with strength training. So as we do strength training, our NEAT outside of strength training will actually increase as well. And so you might burn less calories during a strength training session, but strength training is imperative while you're doing and practicing cardio because it keeps your metabolism firing throughout the day outside of those cardio sessions. And then the last thing too is to control your calorie intake. So something to keep in mind is that the only way to lose fat or lose body weight essentially is to be in a deficit. And I've shared with you a little bit about this before, but the only way to put the body into a deficit is either through means of burning more energy, expending more energy, burning more calories, or cutting calories and putting the body into a caloric deficit. And so essentially, if you go to the gym and you burn 500 calories on an elliptical, which is a lot, but let's say you burn 500 calories on an elliptical, it's not really a free ride to leave the gym and go get a 500 calorie extra meal for the day because you burn those 500. Because essentially then you're ending up at net zero. You're probably not gonna lose any weight or body fat. And then the last thing that I like to implement with my clients deals with maintenance. So if you immediately cut cardio when you reach your goal, it is very, very, very likely that your body is going to return to pre-cardio physique levels. So it's super, super likely that if you just cold turkey cut cardio when you reach your weight loss goal, you're probably gonna put that body fat back on because the body hasn't had enough time to, just like it metabolically adapted as we increase cardio, you have to slowly decrease cardio so your metabolism can continue to burn and work in the way that we want it to optimally, rather than freaking out and hoarding body fat. So in the same vein, kind of piggybacking on that, if you've done cardio that is unrealistic for you to maintain, or it is so grueling that you can't wait to just quit it cold turkey, it's probably not a good idea to start there. So I like to start at such a low place with my clients and increase just very slightly and gradually, so that coming down off of it is not as hard. And it's easy for the client to come down off of. So let's say you start doing a 20-minute walk every evening, and you slowly increase the incline on your walk, right? 3, 6, 9, let's say we get you up to a 10 or 12 incline. Then we can slowly decrease that incline in the intensity of our cardio sessions so that our metabolism doesn't freak out, and we can maintain that fat loss and weight loss goal. So what I kind of want to wrap up with is a few tips when you're implementing your cardio routine. Number 1, find a cardio modality that you know you can adhere to and stick to on the other side. So essentially what I just talked to you about. For example, a 20-minute incline walk in the evenings. Not that hard, something we can, increase or add to if need be, and something we can dial down easily. Number 2, slowly taper down your cardio until your metabolism is adapted and your body weight has stabilized. So remember, if you do this slowly, your body will burn less in your cardio sessions. So to give you a visual, let's say you're up here in cardio. During NEAT throughout the day, we're increasing cardio, our NEAT is going to go down. We reverse that. We start decreasing cardio, decreasing the intensity and the duration of our cardio. Our NEAT is going to go up. We want to do this slowly so that our NEAT does go up throughout the day and we can maintain that weight loss goal. And then the last thing that I kind of want to just point out and remind you of is that this really should be done in conjunction with a reverse diet. It's very rare that you have a client that is eating the same amount each and every day in conjunction with cardio or solely doing cardio to lose weight. A lot of times you like to use both factors in order to lose fat most optimally. So I like to put my clients into a minimal caloric deficit and increase cardio minimally, because if we're pulling from both sides, then neither one has to be as drastic. So a reverse diet is something that you would want to do in conjunction with decreasing your cardio. And what that means is slowly adding more calories and more food into your diet so that your metabolism continues to fire, it's not freaking out, it's not choking up, and it continues to burn food, and you continue to be able to keep that weight off. If you guys have any questions about reverse dieting, please comment them down below. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will chat with you guys next Wednesday. Thanks so much for showing up and for showing up for you today. I really appreciate all the support you guys have given me and this channel. And I am so excited for everything that I have in store for you in the coming months. Bye guys.